faking it. It doesn't sound very sexually liberated, does it? Well, you're about to meet a group of highly intelligent ladies who have turned this idea on its head. What if faking it could actually be the ticket to a peaceful, equal society? Morocco's Atlas Mountains are adorned with cedar forests. Concealed within is a group of females who have engineered a society of stay-at-home dads, like these. Barbary macaque moms are fiercely determined to get maximum male protection for their kids. And to do so, they trick every male into thinking he's the dad. So how do these smart ladies spread this paternal confusion? By faking it. It's late fall, and these female Barbary macaques are looking for love. Like many primate species, they develop swollen behinds when they're in season, which signal to the males that they're ready for action. And sure enough, they're attracting quite the attention. In a few weeks, this female, with her distinctive eye freckles, will be pregnant, which will put an extra strain on her tough life in these extreme forests, 5,000 feet above sea level. The choices she will make this mating season will determine her ability to survive future winters. She has her pick of 8 hot-headed males. Passions flare at this time of year. But the females aren't impressed by who's boss. They're impressed by males like this, who pitch in with the childcare. Our female is checking out her options. She's looking to see which males can keep the kids under control. Which males are patient and nurturing, and have a softer side. So maybe not him. This fatherly specimen, though, is catching all the girls' eyes. He's playful and popular. Our fierce, freckled queen makes the first move. Time for a spot of flirting. He's keen. So is she. She holds his leg and vocalizes to encourage him. It's a deliberate ploy. The more noise she makes, the more likely her conquest is to ejaculate. 30 times more likely. So by calling loudly during sex, these fierce queens can maximize the chances that their preferred male will become dad. Post-coital grooming also shows that our freckled heroine is into her mate. Job done. Except, that's far from the end of her plan. A female's fertile period only lasts 5 days. but their sexual swellings last for several weeks. They look fertile, even when they're not. This gives females the opportunity to play a very different game. The more of these guys our freckled queen mates with, the more we'll be tricked into believing they might be the dad. When playing this numbers game, her audacious calls aren't to encourage her partner. They're to tell listening admirers she'd be open to their advances. Only she knows she's faking it. These males likely have no chance of being the father of her next baby. But they all think they could be. This paternal confusion means her infant will grow up protected by multiple dads. All the ladies here play the field. Their clever manipulation ensures that these boys pull their weight with the kids and protect them from danger. And it delivers a crucial benefit to the females, too. In winter, temperatures up here can plummet to near freezing. To survive the cold, a newly pregnant macaque mom needs to look after herself and her growing bump. With their existing babies safe in the warm embrace of their many possible dads, these females have their hands free to keep themselves alive. And as a result of their promiscuous ways, these fierce queens have helped to shape one of the most caring primate societies on Earth. It just goes to show it's not all about strength. By taking the guys for a ride, these smart ladies have created a society that works for them. Have you ever thought of what total female power might look like? Well, there's one miniature fierce queen, hardly bigger than a grain of rice, who stars in her own epic battle for the throne. Her story has it all: ambition, murder, and a great army of female warriors on the rampage. Deep in the American desert, violent storms trigger the beginning of a merciless campaign for domination. Imagine a world deep underground, ruled by nature's most ruthless queen, driven to unleash a reign of terror and build the empire she needs to survive. On her quest for absolute power. This is a queen honey ant. She's barely half an inch long and has just mated. She must dig a nest in the damp earth before it's baked hard by the sun. But she can't do it alone. She's found by another mated queen, just as desperate to start a colony. Then others join. By cooperating, they give themselves a head start, since for ants, survival is a numbers game. These queens will never see daylight again. For now, an uneasy royal alliance is essential to kickstart the colony, but ultimately, it's every monarch for herself. Each queen lays her eggs, and within weeks, the colony's first generation emerges. They're all female, but will never reproduce. Their sole function is to serve the queens and gather food. Below ground, as the colony grows, a battle for power begins. Each queen uses chemical pheromones to issue her commands. The one with the strongest messages will rally the workers to her cause. Her rival queens are neglected and finally attacked in a vicious purge. They are stretched and dismembered in brutal assassinations, even by their own daughters. The queens are dead. Long live the queen. And the royal corpses don't go to waste. They are fed to the next generation. Having seized the crown, this supreme queen is ready to build her empire. Above ground, her loyal workers are on a mission to collect nectar to feed the colony. They run the gauntlet of many dangers. Hidden predators, hungry giants, and violent sandstorms. The foragers that make it home force-feed nectar to special workers who swell into bulging, living honey pots and in turn feed her growing army. But she's not done yet. It's sheer numbers that give her her power. The colony needs to conquer more territory to survive. And that means war. The queen is safe in her bunker. But if her soldiers take on a colony that's too strong, her empire is at risk of collapse. Her scouts encounter strangers and call for backup. Her raiding party makes a fast, coordinated attack. They swarm their way down into the enemy's nest. And overwhelm the smaller colony. In victory, nothing is left behind. Larvae and pupae are stolen to be eaten or become slaves. Honeypot ants are dragged back to be drained at leisure. And so her empire expands toward her ultimate goal, to found new colonies. Though a queen mates only once, she can store the sperm for life, laying eggs for up to 20 years. She controls whether her offspring are fertile and the sex they will be. Of all the animals, only ant queens have such an extreme set of powers. And finally, Now that she rules a super colony, she can choose to raise a special brood of sexual offspring who will secure her legacy. The winged princes and princesses wait for the trigger, brewing high in the desert sky. The summer rains finally break, and once again soften the sun-baked ground. The royal virgins make their way to the light. Across the desert, hundreds of species of ant take their cue. As the air is filled with millions of desperate lovers. Most will perish, but a few will shed their wings and begin the scramble to find new colonies, spreading their mother's influence ever wider. While in the darkness of her nest, this fierce queen's ruthless reign lives on. Imagine mating only once in your life, but having the power to have kids whenever you choose, anytime over 20 years. And being able to control everyone around you with just your pheromones? Inspiring or terrifying? You decide. The natural world, or what I like to call the animal queendom, is full of inspiring characters. This next fierce queen is a free diver, a hunter, and a lifeguard. She is supreme. She has to be, not just for herself, but to nurture and protect her pup. Where the scorching Chilean desert meets the raging Pacific Ocean, lives the South American marine otter. Surviving alongside lumbering giants, she's the smallest marine mammal in the world. But this fierce queen is tough. She fights off unwanted attention, protects her pup from the elements, and hunts on a single breath in chilling seas. This resourceful single mom must work harder than any male if she and her pup are to survive. A South American marine otter lives her life on the edge. It's a constant juggle to balance her energy needs. She must eat more than a quarter of her body weight each day. And she's also got a 5-month-old pup to support. He's almost her size, but still nursing on her rich milk. And she's constantly plagued by scavengers. On top of this, there's a male around. He's keen, but she can't afford to get pregnant. Her pup takes cover, but this fierce queen holds her own. And the male is forced into a climb down. The coast is clear, but the female gets no peace. She must devote herself to her pup until he's 10 months old. And he still has so much to learn. The ocean is fickle. Its power can surge. Rogue waves come out of nowhere. She has the strength and experience to keep her footing. But the wave has taken her pup. She needs to find him. Fast. Younger pups are not strong swimmers. And reading the swirling currents takes practice. But she can ride the swell and take on the roughest water. Only 50% of otter pups survive. And keeping him safe is a constant challenge. But if they're going to eat, she must abandon him to hunt out at sea. First, she has to prepare her precious fur coat. Rolling in the seaweed fluffs it up, trapping air. This is crucial extra insulation as she takes to the ocean. Here, the current comes from the sub-Antarctic, bringing rich but cold water. Her tiny size means she's losing heat with every minute at sea. And as she dives, the bubbles escaping from her fur reduce her insulation. Her streamlined body and strong tail make her agile, but each dive has to count. She's caught a crab, the perfect snack. But even here, the gulls don't miss a trick. Not one to be intimidated, she leaves only the scraps. She needs a bigger catch to feed her pup, and she must get back. So her next hunt is against the clock. On a single breath of her tiny lungs, she weaves through the kelp forest. While her prey can hide indefinitely, she's using up precious oxygen. Fish dart into the crevices. But finally, she's made a catch. It's a big prize, and she needs to bring it home safely. She swims below the surface, under the gull's radar, back to one famished pup. And this selfless supermom lets her pup eat first. Finally, a bit of quality time. Between fighting, lifeguarding, and hunting, it's a rare moment to relax for this relentlessly hard-working, fierce queen. What incredible tenacity. It's super hard finding that work-life balance, but this otter supermom's mix of resilience and affection really could be an inspiration to us all.